Let's talk about a problem that drives so many of us in B2B marketing crazy, pouring tons of effort into big campaigns that just don't seem to land. You're creating more noise than actual results. Today, we're going to dive into how you can shift from that shotgun approach to something way more precise, a strategy that helps you find and connect with the customers who will actually transform your business. Let's get into it.
This quote right here, it absolutely hits the nail on the head. We've all got these amazing, powerful automation tools at our fingertips. But you know what? Without a crystal clear idea of who you're talking to, all that power just makes you louder, not smarter. It just adds to the chaos. And that's the core problem we're going to solve today. So here's our game plan. We'll start by digging into that problem of noise versus precision. Then we'll talk about the solution, defining your ideal customer. We'll break down the blueprint, the 5 layers of what's called an ICP. Then we'll walk through how you can build your own. And finally, we'll see the huge payoff when you combine that precision with automation.
All right, first up, let's tackle this core conflict. There's this persistent myth in the B2B world that growth is just a numbers game. The more people you reach, the better. But the truth is, real, lasting growth doesn't come from volume. It comes from precision. I mean, this lays it out perfectly, doesn't it? On one side, you have the volume approach. It's the classic spray and pray marketing. It leads to generic campaigns, a CRM system totally cluttered with dead ends, and response rates that are, frankly, depressing. But on the other side, you have precision. You know exactly who you're talking to, so every single touch point is intentional. And that leads to much, much warmer conversations. So how do we get that precision? How do we make that jump? Well, that brings us to the hero of our story today, the ideal customer profile, or what we call an ICP. This is the one tool that can cut right through all that chaos and bring you some serious clarity. So what is an ICP really? It's not a guess. It's not a hunch. It's a data-driven definition of the absolute perfect company for your product. These are the businesses that just get it. They convert faster, they see huge value from what you do, they stick around for the long haul, and they deliver a massive lifetime value, making them your most profitable partners by far. Now, here's a super important distinction, a place where people often get tripped up. We're probably all familiar with B2C personas, right? Where you focus on a single person, their demographics, their hobbies. But in B2B, you're not profiling a person. You are profiling an entire business system. You're looking at things like company size, how they're structured, and most importantly, what triggers them to buy. Okay, so we know what an ICP is, but what's the actual anatomy of a really powerful one? It's not just a simple checklist, believe me. A truly great ICP is built from 5 distinct, interconnected layers of information. And here's how it all fits together. The layers build on each other. You start with the basics, the firmographic data, things like company size, industry, location. Then you dig into their organizational structure to understand who makes the decisions. Next up, and this is the big one, you identify their pain points and triggers. Then you look for their online behavioral signals. And finally, you figure out their buying readiness. Each layer gets you one step closer to a complete picture. Now, while all 5 layers are important, layer 3, the pain points, is the absolute game changer. I'm not kidding. This is where you stop selling features and start solving real, urgent business problems. It's the secret to being truly relevant. And how do you find these pain points? Well, you have to do a little investigating. You start asking the right questions. Are their internal processes clunky and inefficient? Are they under massive pressure to grow revenue? Is their technology so outdated it's holding them back? Are they constantly missing their most important performance targets? When you understand these pressures, that's when you can position your product as the essential solution they've been looking for. Okay, this is all great in theory, right? But how do you actually build one? Let's switch gears from the what to the how with a really straightforward, actionable process you can start using pretty much immediately. Here it is, a simple 4-step process. First, you look at your best clients. Who do you love working with? Find the common threads. Second, identify the shared pain points that made them seek you out in the first place. Third, and this is so important, define who you shouldn't be talking to. And finally, you make all this knowledge usable by creating a scoring model. Let's just pause on that 3rd step for a second. Disqualification. It is incredibly powerful. You see, real clarity doesn't just come from knowing who you want. It comes from knowing who you want to actively avoid. deciding to ignore companies that are too small or that have ridiculously long procurement cycles. That frees up all your time and energy to focus on the accounts that really matter. And this is how you make it all practical, with a simple scorecard. For every single potential customer, you give them points based on how well they match your criteria. Are they in the right industry? 2 points. Is their tech stack a perfect fit? 2 points. And if they hit a certain score, let's say 10 or higher, boom, they become a top priority for your sales and marketing teams. It turns your ICP from an abstract idea into a tool you use every single day. So now, let's bring it all home. We've talked about the problem of all that noise, and we've built our ICP to create some serious clarity. So what happens when you finally combine that hard-won clarity with your automation engine?
This is the ultimate transformation. It's night and day. Without an ICP, automation is just a faster way to annoy people with generic messages. It's spray and pray on steroids. But with an ICP, that same automation becomes this incredible tool for strategic, scalable marketing that feels personal and relevant to every single person who receives it.
And this is what that precision automation actually looks like. Your email sequences are now tailored to specific industries and their unique challenges. Your LinkedIn messages speak directly to the pain points you know they have. Your CRM becomes this intelligent system that automatically triggers the right actions at the right times. It's a smart, efficient system that runs on deep customer insight. When you boil it all down, it really comes back to this one fundamental truth. If you want to cut through the noise, if you want to build real, meaningful business relationships, you have to be relevant. You just have to. And your ideal customer profile is the blueprint for achieving that relevance at scale. So I'll leave you with this question to think about for your own business. Is your marketing engine fueled by clarity, or is it just making a lot of noise?